stuck in a creative rut? So many artists hit a wall and struggle to find inspiration for their artwork when they need it the most. I've totally been there. You are not alone. So in this video, I'm sharing with you 5 tips that I use to help me get inspiration for my artwork when I'm struggling, when I'm in that creative rut and I just need to get those creative juices flowing. These 5 tips are going to help you unlock inspiration for your artwork. Creating new artwork is all fun and easy and colorful and bright and exciting, right? Well, until it's not. It's easy to get into creative rut. We have totally all been there. If you're new to the channel, my name is Lauren. I am the artist and quilter behind Garden Girl Studio. I design fabric, so I paint and create patterns that I then digitize to design fabric. And I also use that fabric to make goods at markets. I share a lot of vlogs, embroidery tutorials, and things of that nature. I create artwork often to sell, and sometimes that alone can get me into creative rut because I'm making things that I think my customers will want and need, and I'm not fulfilling my own creative desires to make new things and to make new artwork. So when I'm looking to create new artwork and get out of a creative rut, I look to these 5 tips in order to try to make something new and to really get those creative juices flowing. The first tip I'm going to share with you, and this is one that I know I need to focus on even more, is keep your space, the space that you use to create, tidy and organized. Now, it doesn't have to be perfectly tidy. I am a messy creative. I have piles and things everywhere. If you have been following for a long time, you know that I have some organizational videos, and that is because I'm a messy creative. I like working and threads are flying, paint is here and there, and I'm getting into this workflow. But sometimes coming into your creative space and seeing the piles and seeing the mess, it can be overwhelming. So I'm going to encourage you, this is what I do when I have a messy space, which is very often, I take 10 minutes. That's it, just 10 minutes to tidy my space. You would be surprised how much you can get done in 10 minutes. And just decluttering for 10 minutes can help you feel a little bit refreshed, a little bit less overwhelmed by the clutter in your space and less distracted so that you can really focus on making new artwork. And in fact, I'm going to share with you, I'll put it in the little link up above here, but I'll also share it in the description below, a couple of my organizational videos in case you're looking for a bigger organizational project. I'll show you how I've revamped my space to keep myself a little bit tidier than I normally am when I'm creating. But it doesn't have to be a huge project. Even if you just spend 10 minutes decluttering your space, it can help you rejuvenate your creativity. The second tip I'm going to share with you, and this one is one of my favorites, is go on an adventure. And that adventure doesn't have to be big or huge or grand. I'm not talking about going on a trip across the world here. Just get out of your usual creative space. So for me, I would get out of my studio. Maybe I'll go create in my living room instead. Or I'll go to the local farmer's market. I'll go for a walk. I will get out in nature. Just get a new, fresh headspace and see new things so that I'm not in my usual rut and usual routine. This helps me find new inspiration. A lot of times when I'm going for walks, I'll see new plants or new insects, or I will run into someone with a colorful t-shirt that'll spark inspiration that, oh my gosh, I've got to add that to my next color palette. Just getting out of your usual routine and your usual creative space might help you discover new ways that you can source some inspiration for your artwork. The next tip I'm going to give you is to fill your creative space with things that you love. Personally, I like to fill up my space with plants and flowers from my garden because I source a lot of my inspiration from plants and flowers. In fact, I have a whole class on Skillshare on how you can use plants to source inspiration for your artwork. I will link it in the description below. You don't have to paint florals or draw florals in order to use plants as inspiration for your artwork. Plants are full of different textures, colors that can inspire color palettes. If you are interested in learning more about how plants can be a source of inspiration for your artwork, I'm going to link my Skillshare class in the description below. In this class, I also share with you planting guides for container gardening so that you can help keep your plants at their optimum all season long and have a good source of inspiration for your artwork. I also share with you tips for how you can help keep your plants at their best, from watering tips to just making sure that your plants are at their peak so that you can enjoy your container garden all season long. If you are new to Skillshare, Because I'm a teacher, I can offer you a 1-month free trial so you can try it out and see if it's right for you. You'll get access to hundreds of other classes from teachers all around the world. There's all sorts of creative classes that you can use to inspire your artwork and get new ideas for projects. So it's a great way to source new inspiration for your artwork. And again, I'm going to share that 1-month free trial in the description below. So if you're new to Skillshare, you can try it out for that 1 month for free. You can also surround yourself with more than just plants. Personally, I love grabbing a fresh cup of tea or food. Like if you are a food artist, maybe you want to grab a new cupcake or a fresh batch of cookies from the cafe, or just have a nice meal. Sometimes just surrounding yourself with some of your favorite things can really help spark your imagination. I also love, and I can't imagine I'm alone in this, grab a fresh set of paints or try paints that you haven't worked with in a while. Or instead of using paint, maybe you want to try colored pencils or markers or just something new and different. I mean, who doesn't love working with a fresh batch of art supplies? I think back to school shopping, this was like one of my favorite tasks, was getting a fresh box of crayons. Hey, go grab a fresh box of crayons, but surround yourself with something new, put it in your studio space that's going to inspire you, something that you want to create with, and that's going to help you source even more inspiration for your projects. The next tip I'm going to give you is mix it up. If you're always drawing in the same size, say an 8x10 canvas, then maybe try making some mini paintings. Do something a little bit new, shake it up. What I like to do is if I've spent the whole day designing fabric, maybe the next day to mix it up, I will make some bags or I will hand stitch some jewelry. I'm going to change up the type of project that I'm working on so that I don't get stale and I don't get complacent with the type of work that I'm doing. It helps keep my creative energy up so that I'm not getting bored or stagnant, and trying something new or working on some new projects always helps keep me invigorated, and I'm sure it'll help you too. My last and final tip is to build and connect to your artistic community, whether it be online through classes like Skillshare and the Skillshare community, or in person. You can go to your local art galleries or cafes, meet artists that are local to you, have artist hangouts and meetups where you can chat or create and just get new perspectives on your artwork, or maybe new insights that might help you think outside of the box. If you don't have these artist communities in your area, you can also just go and sign up for a local market, a nice small market, something simple, where maybe you're selling your artwork or you're getting feedback from customers that are going by saying, oh, I would love to see this, but maybe I would love to see it in another way. So if you are doing dog portraits, maybe they would love to see cat portraits, and you can get that instant feedback from the community that might give you some ideas for what you might be able to make, paint, draw, or create next. It's one of my favorite ways to connect to my community. That's why I do so many markets, is because I'm going to get that instant feedback for how my artwork is performing, how they like it. Maybe they want it in a different colorway, and me chatting with the community makes it really easy to connect and gives me new directions for how I can take my artwork to the next level. And I'm sure connecting to the community will help you get feedback and help you grow your artwork as well. As an artist and small business owner, I know it's easy to get stuck in those creative ruts, but we have to find ways to get out of them. So I hope that these 5 tips, from tidying your space to going on an adventure to mixing it up and trying something new, connecting to your community, and of course, bringing your inspiration indoors. I hope these 5 tips will help you get your creative juices flowing so you can create even more artwork. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for even more artist tips that can help you in your creative journey. Thank you so much for watching this video. I am so glad that you're here. If you enjoyed this content, know that I also share small business vlogs, art tutorials, embroidery tutorials, especially fiber art tutorials, organizational tips, and more. And I would love to have you along for this creative journey with me. And until next time, friends, happy stitching.